Good morning, students. How are you all doing? I hope you all are keeping safe, and I hope the revision exercises went off well. Today we are going to do one more grammar topic, that is a comprehension passage. We will be reading the passage and then we will be attempting the exercises and the question answers based on it. Okay. So students, this is chapter number 13, Lost and Found. This extract has been taken from the novel Three Men on a Bummel, and this extract is about these three men who have got these very hilarious accounts related to them, experiences related to them. So one of the extract that we are going to study in this chapter today is about one of them named Harris. So Harris, along with his wife, is on a cycling journey through Holland. Okay, so let's see what happens with them. We'll read the passage now. Harris was riding a bicycle with his wife through Holland. The roads were stony and the machine jumped a good deal. "Sit tight," said Harris, without turning his head. Mrs. Harris thought he had said jump off. Okay, so quite clearly it has been mentioned over here that the couple was riding on a bicycle and they were passing through Holland, and seems as if they are visiting the place. Okay, they are tourists over here. Okay, so you must have experienced it too, students. When you go to a new place, you're quite cautious since you're in a new place. The tradition over there will be different, the people over there will be different, the language over there will be different, right? So since the road was quite stony, it was quite bumpy, so and they were on a bicycle, Harris thought that he made sure that his wife is comfortable by saying that please sit tight. Okay, he wanted her to be safe. On the other hand, Mrs. Harris thought that he asked her to get off, that is jump off. Okay, so maybe because they were passing on the bicycle, the wind, the clarity wouldn't have been there, and that's why they completely misunderstood each other. Mrs. Harris did jump off, while Harris pedaled away hard, thinking that she was still behind him. At first, she thought he was riding up the hill just to show off. She expected him to jump off when he reached the top of the hill and lean in a careless and graceful manner against the bicycle, waiting for her. Okay, so the picture which Mrs. Harris understood was, okay, I've taken the instruction from Harris, I've got off the bicycle, now I need to wait over here. She assumed maybe he's trying to show off. Children, the meaning of show off is when you want to proudly display something. Okay, so since Harris was a very keen cyclist and he always wanted to, kind of train himself, upgrade himself, so she assumed that maybe he's showing her a stunt, or he's showing her how well he can ride the bicycle, and she was waiting for him to reach on the top and then, kind of very proudly get off the bicycle, stand in a graceful manner waiting for her. That's what she thought, but probably over here she was totally clueless of what has actually happened. When she saw him pass the top of the hill and cycle rapidly down the other side, she was quite alarmed. She ran to the top of the hill and shouted, but he never turned his head. She watched him disappear into a wood 1.5 miles away and then sat down and cried. Okay? So children, imagine yourself in that position where you've gone with your loved ones, with your family, and suddenly you are lost. You don't know how it happened and what could be the reason. So all these questions were kind of popping up in Mrs. Harris' head now. That why did he leave me and go away? She probably could have been, kind of very angry with him. That did he want to leave him actually, or did he do a mistake? What could be the possible reason? For a time being, she even thought that maybe he purposely left her over there. Right, children? So all these questions, along with the loneliness in a new place, kind of made her cry, made her sob, made her feel very, very bad, because she expected him to stop. But then she ran on top of the hill, shouted at the top of her voice, but then he couldn't hear because he was quite away from her now. She had no money and she knew no Dutch. People paused and seemed sorry for her. She tried to make them understand what had happened. They gathered that she had lost something, but could not grasp what. They took her to the nearest village and found a policeman for her. Okay, so over here, if you see, she has nothing that can help her. She doesn't have the language, she doesn't have the money, so she felt totally helpless and handicapped. That what could be the next step in helping her? She tried making people understand over there, but they did feel very bad for her, but they did not understand. What is the meaning of grasp over here, children? To understand completely, to fully, kind of understand what the other person is conveying. So they could not understand. All that they could understand, she had lost something. But what? They couldn't make out. So they thought the best person to help would be a policeman. So they took her to the nearest village and then asked her to seek the help of a policeman. So if you see in this picture, a few of keen interested people who wanted to help her got the policeman over there. Okay, and the policeman, that's his job, children, right? The policeman are there to serve us. So over there also, Mrs. Harris was trying to be, helped over there with regard to what she has actually lost and what is to be found. Nobody had clue over here that actually Harris had got lost. From the signs she made, the policeman thought that some man had stolen her bicycle. They found a boy driving a lady's bicycle about 4 miles away. They brought him to her in a cart. But as Mrs. Harris did not want either him or his bicycle, they let him go again. So if you see, children, over here, a totally misunderstood picture. The policeman tried his best. So they thought, okay, there's a bicycle that's lost and we need to find this lady's bicycle. They found a little boy somewhere, a little distant. They found him with a lady's bicycle and they put him in a cart and got him there. But then that's not what she was looking for. She did not want the bicycle. She did not want the boy. Her husband was lost. Meanwhile, Harris continued his ride with much enjoyment. It seemed to him that he had suddenly become a stronger cyclist. I haven't felt this machine so light for months. It's this air, I think. It's doing me good, he said. Then he told his wife not to be afraid and he would show her how fast he could go. Okay? So you can relate with it, children, that when somebody sits along with us in our bicycle, we need to put more energy, more pressure. So he suddenly felt a gush of energy. Why? Because Mrs. Harris is missing and he had no clue about that. He totally blamed it. He credited the air of Holland for giving that much energy and zeal to him and making him such a perfect cyclist. So this is what he's understanding. He has no clue Mrs. Harris is not there. So finally he told his wife, supposedly who's sitting behind, and he said that hold tight because I'm going to show how fast I can go. So over here you can see Harris, who feels that the wife is there but she's not there, and he's going to increase his speed and show off. So that's what his typical attitude was, to make people know that he's such a perfect and good cyclist. He sped merrily on for about 5 miles. Then the feeling began to grow upon him that something was wrong. He stretched out his hand behind him and felt there was nothing there. He jumped, or rather fell off, and looked back up the road. So over here, children, this is the moment of truth. He suddenly realized, okay, who am I talking to? I am getting no reaction from Mrs. Harris. I am getting no, kind of voices or expressions or even a touch. He's getting nothing. So he got a little bit, kind of doubtful that why isn't my wife talking, or why can't I sense her anymore. So he stretched out his hand and out of shock he fell off the bike. He wanted to jump off, but then he completely fell off because he was lost. That where has his wife disappeared suddenly? It stretched wide and straight, and not a living soul could be seen on it. Harris was in a panic. He asked several people, but nobody could understand anything that he was saying, except that he seemed to have lost a lady. A young man suggested the police station at the next town. Okay, so you see the picture over here. Now when Harris has realized, he's looking far towards the road, but no one there. Not a single person there. He had to cycle a bit to find people around and tried questioning them. Again the same problem, language. But this time he could make them understand a little more than Mrs. Harris, that he had lost a lady and that he was looking for his wife. They didn't know whether she was his wife, but then yes, a lady. So one of the men directed him to the next town police station. Harris made his way there. The police gave him a piece of paper and told him to write down a full description of his wife, together with the details of when and where he had lost her. So as usual, the policemen are there to serve us. So here this police station gave them a writing pad and said, come on, write down the details of your wife, write down the place where you missed her, write down the place where you started with her, all the possible details. So he over there couldn't explain much. All that he could explain was the place where they ate their food. So all this information is very important because even they need to verify whether he is searching the same lady, whether he is really telling the truth, what is the full picture. So to understand, he needs to give a brief account of it. He did not know where he had lost her. All he could tell them was the name of the village where he had his lunch. He knew he had her with him there, and then they had started from there together. So he does not know, he does not remember. In fact, he doesn't have any clue of when he lost Mrs. Harris. All that he knew was the place where they started, and from the place where they started till the place he realized that she's missing, somewhere in the middle he had lost her. So that was a completely, kind of a mystery for him. So he needed the help of the policeman. With the help of a hotel keeper who spoke a little English, the police were able to make out what he wanted. In the evening, they brought her to him in a covered wagon, together with a bill of expenses. She was very angry. So over here, try imagining yourself in the picture of Mrs. Harris. Suddenly, your family member, kind of loses track of you in all the possible excitement of cycling, and you are left alone for such a long time in a completely new place, without any money, without any means of communication. And then to travel in a wagon, she must have been really scared. She must have been really uncomfortable traveling for such a long distance in a wagon, traveling for, being without money, being between strangers. So all that made her really angry. And the only help that they could get was of the hotel keeper, because he spoke English. So little bit of English could, bring them together. And when they got together, Harris had to pay expenses because the police were keeping her well, giving her meals to eat, So all that expenses paid along with the anger of Mrs. Harris. So that was a hilarious account, children, wherein Harris, probably in all his excitement, in all his pride about his cycling skill, he, learned a lesson that, at times you need to be really cautious about the one you're traveling with as well. Okay, that's a very, very nice story, children. I want you all to go through the exercises. There are word meanings and a couple of grammar exercises along with question answers. Try doing yourself. In case you find it difficult, I'm sharing the PDF of answers. Thank you so much, children. Have a nice day.